Let's start this with a prayer. Dear Father, I thank you for this day and this opportunity to be used as a vessel to let your people know that you are available, able, and ready in the name of Yeshua from Nazareth. This is coming from John 3, and it's a conversation between Yeshua and Nicodemus. And Nicodemus knew the word. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's out here with the religious folk. Like, he knows it, but something inside of him is off. So, like, from 5 to, let's say, 15. Jesus answered, "Truly, truly, I say to you, unless someone is born of water and the Spirit, he cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. That which has been born of the flesh is flesh, and that which has been born of the Spirit is spirit. Do not be amazed that I say to you, you must be born again. The wind blows where it wishes, and you hear the sound of it, but you do not know where it is coming from and where it is going. So is everyone who has been born of the Spirit." Nicodemus responded and said to him, "How can these things be?" Jesus answered and said to him, "You are the teacher of Israel, and yet you don't understand these things? Truly, truly, I say to you, we speak of what we know and testify of what we have seen, and you people do not accept our testimony. If I told you earthly things and you do not believe, how will you believe if I tell you heavenly things? No one has ascended into heaven except he who was descended from heaven, the Son of Man. And just as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so must the Son of Man be lifted up, so that everyone who believes will have eternal life in him." Now, I know that's a lot. But let's just think about this for a second. How many times have we allowed people in our lives and they lied about everything? Like, I grew up around so many lies, so many scams, so many plotters, so many, you know what I'm saying? I could see it coming off your face and out your mouth. I mean, I could see it on your face and coming out your mouth. The lie, quick. You know. And if you know, you know. Now, it's so simple that it seems complicated. Because he said, so that everyone who believes will have eternal life in him. He had to be lifted up. Yeshua had to be the one that paid the price so we can come back to God and we can have this connection. Now, maybe it's not that important to you what connections you have, but in order to continue on to the next part of this whole divine plan, you got to know somebody. You got to have access. So all of this worldly knowledge that you have is still not, it's not going to be an excuse. You have to be born again. And you think about it, when you're born again, you don't know anything. Think about that. Unless someone is born of water and the Spirit, he cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. It's a retraining of your mind. The way that you thought things were going to work or the way that they should have, that's the flesh. And this is something we got to kill on a daily. Now, if you're accustomed to the flesh and you like feeding the flesh, it's going to have that appetite and you're going to know how to answer it. But for real, like, this is a real life walk with the Most High. It's an invitation to continue on after this, because this ain't it, man. This definitely can't be it. He said, that which has been born of the flesh is flesh, and that which has been born of the Spirit is spirit. Do not be amazed that I said to you, you must be born again. Like, so when he's telling them, like, don't start tripping over that, because you don't trip over the wind and where it goes or where it's coming from or, you know, how it's going to move. You can't even see it, but you could feel it. I could feel God with my everything. I know God is watching me. And there's no way that I can go back to being who I used to be. A broken individual who wanted to break more individuals. Like, I wasn't happy unless I made you feel some type of way. And it's so sick, because in my family, I got a lot of male cousins that I kick it with. And like, the first thing that we do when we see or get around each other is start ribbing each other. We start tearing each other down because it's funny. Nah, something's got to be different. Being born again, like, a baby is just born. A baby don't know nothing. It has to be cared for. It has to be, all the needs, everything have to be taken care of by somebody else. And this is it. Like, you want to know how to gain access. You want to know how to, you know, have your salvation secure. You got to be born again. Your thinking has to be different, because when you're a baby, you don't know nothing. Somebody else is making sure everything is in place for you. You ain't got to change yourself. You don't have to feed yourself. You don't even have to move because somebody is going to carry you. And when you become born again, God really does carry you. And let me tell you, I was one of them kids that probably fell off the couch too many times. Because we didn't been back and forth in this relationship, and I didn't left him, and I didn't thought I knew more than he did, and back and forth, man, it ain't none of that. When I finally piped down and let him lead, things were different for me. When storms would come, and I'm talking about any situation, I just had that little breakup. Oh my gosh. Could anybody really help me the way that the Most High could? Nah, because I'm born again. I got this connection. This is my Father. He ain't gonna let me ride through this solo dolo. Now, I might not show what it's like, but it's heavy. And only my Father can help me. What great benefits. What else do you need, man? You're never alone. And you got someone to care for you in this relationship. And Nicodemus still being stuck in the flesh. He's like, Yeshua had to be like, you're a teacher of Israel, and you don't know about me? It's deeper than just words. But if you got a connection with the Most High and he's talking to you, you know how to move. You know how to be. You know that no matter what happens, it's not just you. But this is what people try to do. They get this word and they, want to thump it and be like, I know this. Yeshua wasn't like that at all. Look, man, it's better if you decide to leave your ways behind. The doubt, the maliciousness, the anger, the rage, all of that, and do it a different way. Literally be taught by God how to do everything. He said, truly, truly, I say to you, we speak of what we know and testify of what we have seen, and you people do not accept our testimony. Because he didn't look like what everybody else looked like, and that's what's so crazy. Man, God gonna take the nothings every single time and elevate them. Let these people have their titles. Let these people be who they want to be in the world. Let them be, because that flesh is gonna die. That flesh starts rotting. You don't take care of your skin properly, you're gonna have sores all over your body. You don't take care of your feet gonna be cut up. You don't take care of your hands and moisturize them or even wash them. Now you sitting here spreading whatever. That flesh only lasts for so long, man. If I can encourage you to do anything, come up out that flesh. Come up out that flesh. That flesh listen, it's like a chip on your shoulder. You got something here, you got something here. It's the spirit, it's the flesh. The flesh is like, oh, you done seen this already. You know how this go, this play. You done seen this too many times. Do ba 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 ba. And now you gone with a highlighted view of stuff. In the spirit, and God said, if you call to me, I'm going to reveal to you mysteries. The spirit will put you on like, oh, that's the spirit of brokenness. That's the spirit of confusion. That's the spirit of doubt. That's the spirit of insecurity. That's the spirit of infidelity. Ugh. Come on. Be taught the right way. And I'm so thankful, man. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that I know it's more. I know it's more than this. This isn't I just get up, I go to work Monday through Friday. I'm doing the same thing, taking care of my kids. No, it's more. It's more. And I don't care if don't nobody watch. I did it for God. So when I get back, run that list of how I was working for you, what I was doing for you, how I changed because of you. It ain't because of me. I didn't choose him. He chose me. I would have been stuck in the nothingness. I came from a woman who, she was an abusive woman, especially to men, and took it all out on them. And then the men that I was around treated women accordingly to how they needed them to be in their lives. I don't want none of that. I never fit in here. I've always been awkward. I've always been the weirdo. So to find my place, to know that being born again solidified my spot. Because once I'm saved, unless I throw away my salvation, that's a gift. That's a gift that was given to me. I didn't pay for that. I know. No one has ascended to heaven except he who descended from heaven, the Son of Man. You can see however you want to see things. But for me and mine, I know Yeshua is the one that saved me, that bridged the gap back to me and the Most High so we could have this relationship the way that it was intended to be. Listen, if I would have seen Eve, she would have got it. Like, you disloyal whore. You sold out for something that looked good when you had everything that was good. But you know, I'm a nothing. God's turning me into a something. So maybe he made us all go through this for what? It had to. I'm glad. I'm glad that we have an ultimatum. Choose me or choose you. And that's what the Most High is really saying. Choose me, be born again. Let me teach you. Let me raise you. Let me groom you. Let me show you what this life is really about. Because all this stuff here, it's going to go. But your spirit, what's your spirit like? Where's that going to have rest at? Where's that going to have peace at? I know my name is written in the book of life. But I had to be born again. I had to change my ways of thinking. Kill this flesh every single opportunity it tries to rise up. I got to murk it. I know it's too much. She look like a Jehovah's Witness. Oh my gosh, and just even... Or even be better, be like a Muslim and let me get a hijab and cover myself up and go by all of these rules when I really had no relationship. Or a Catholic. I'm going to pray to a middleman looking like a whole goofy when I got the Most High available, able, and ready. He's there before I even think about getting there. Your life is on the line. Your soul is on the line. I know it's not soft love, but it's tough love. Holla at the Most High.